Welcome to the Courage to Live podcast. My name is Josh Bitsko, and I'm a retired police captain with 24 years of experience out of Las Vegas. Currently, I travel the country and I teach people about courage, leadership, and resilience. In today's podcast, I'm going to talk about trusting your gut, what it means, and how to listen. So, we've all had that experience. I know I have several times where you're faced with an important decision, something critical is happening in front of you, and you have this feeling in your gut of what you need to do. And what that is, it's your experience, pattern recognition, instincts, all trying to speak before your mind has time to overthink. If you are a reader, and I've talked about this on other podcasts before, that leaders are readers, it's an important skill. Um, Malcolm Gladwell wrote an entire book about this called Blink. It's one of my favorite books, and it is a really good, it gives a really good explanation of this phenomenon that oftentimes that first initial call decision that you're confronted with is the right one. Because this gut instinct is built over time. It's the more experience you have, the more accurate that internal sign, because again, experience and pattern recognition are built into what you've done in the past. And what happens is your brain and your body, they send these signals of what you should do in this situation. And if you sit and start to overthink and start to have catastrophic thinking and all the wrong things could happen, that gets in the way of the best type of decision making. When something feels off, just pay attention to it. Your body notices subtle cues before your logic does. And trusting your gut, it doesn't mean ignoring facts. It's just using that information and intuition together. So once you learn to trust your gut, then you can do some self reflection like, okay, my initial thought was this. Why is it that? And then based on your experience and what you've done, the how that's worked in the past for you, oftentimes that's going to be the right decision. Because if you're forcing yourself to justify a situation or a feeling about a person, your gut is usually telling you the truth. So there is sometimes that conflict about, the excuses your brain is making and what your gut is telling you. So when you get a strong internal yes, right? Notice the clarity. When you get a strong no, notice the tension. Those are the feelings that you have in your body when you're confronted with those decisions. So how can you get better? How can you get better at trusting your gut? Creating those quiet moments where you can actually hear yourself, removing that constant noise will make that intuition easier to access. And I know that sounds very like clinical, you're accessing your intuition, but really it's all the noise from the outside that stops you from listening to yourself. Also, looking back at your past decisions, notice the times that your gut was right. That way you can build trust in yourself and your own decisions. I did a podcast on ego recently, and there are times that your gut and your ego are going to disagree. Your ego is a reaction, it's you being defensive. Your intuition is often there to protect you. So listen to your gut, listen to that intuition. Another thing is, and this is a mistake I've done in my personal life and work, is I've confused anxiety with intuition. Like, oh, my gut is telling me this, but that's really me just ruminating and having catastrophic thinking. So you have to learn to quiet that anxiety. I give a lot of different ways in my class on how to do that. Anxiety through building confidence to combat that anxiety through fitness and martial arts and training and building that confidence in yourself. But that anxiety will creep in, and I used to mistake that for what my gut was telling me. So just remember this, the more you honor your gut, the stronger and clearer it becomes. Yeah, it's about trusting and respecting your experience, your awareness, and that internal compass that we all have that is guiding us in the right direction. Thank you for listening today. If you like the podcast, please subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a review. If you liked what I talked about, there's more in my book, especially on dealing with anxiety. It's called The Courage to Live, and it's available on Amazon. And I appreciate you spending time with me today.